All right, guys, we're back this week and we're talking knees.
Wait, you didn't do anything last week.
Why are you interrupting?
I'm sorry. You said we're back this week, but we haven't. I don't think we've done a video in like 3 years.
What are you talking about? I've been here the whole time.
I mean, we're actually
Wasn't I here?
We're in a new location too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Guess what, guys? We're back after 3 years. Is that right? I think we got to tell them, right?
Yeah, I think.
I think they were just sitting on the edges of their seats, just waiting, right? Yeah, I think so. All right, guys. I know it's been 3 years, but I'm back. I had a lot going on. I moved back to the Silicon Valley from the coast, and I am here to share everything I know. And disclaimer, 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 disclaimer. Yeah, lawyers say we have to do that. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm glad to be back. I have been doing a lot of things and particularly focusing on the knee. And I'm sure I'll be sharing a lot more about that down the road. I have a startup I've co-founded with 2 other colleagues, and we are building something amazing. And we're starting with the knee. As you know, I don't remember if you know, I don't know if I shared that with you, but I had an old ACL injury first summer in San Francisco playing soccer, blew out my knee, and over time that's now led to a startup where we are going down the path of understanding joint kinematics better in order to move smarter for smarter health. So Move Smarter Health, that is where we're at, and that's the future of joint health and injury prevention. Now, back in Silicon Valley, this is where it all happens. I'm glad you're here. Let's dive in. Now, first of all, you see what's behind me. Does anyone recognize this knee? Did you just throw in crickets? I think you just put in crickets. All right. That's Djokovic's knee, people. If any of you saw Wimbledon, you would have seen Djokovic's knee. Now, he didn't win. It's unfortunate. That would have been like a amazing, amazing story for him to win, 38 years old. If you look at that knee, that was when he was running and he was gliding, sliding on the grass, eccentric loading, and then pouncing back to get the return. And so he hits the return and then goes back to try and get the next shot. And I took this snapshot from my phone when it was live. And I said, all right, this is going to be my next episode. Or, well, 3 years later. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Let's just get over that. Move on. Move on. Nothing to see. So, and you can see that basically knee kinematics doesn't just start at the knee. You can't look at a joint in isolation. You have to look at the overall body kinematics. Now, we've talked about the knee, we've talked about the importance of all the anatomy and the ligaments. Yes. Cut out that noise. That was loud. That was a screeching sound like chalk. Ah! That's not where we're at. So, in terms of the knee, the kinematics start from your core, your spine, your overall balance and mobility coming all the way down, kinematically, all the way down to your
knee, feet, toes.
Through your knee to your toes. People, your toes. So imagine that. Everything we needed to know about joint kinematics we learned in kindergarten. Everything's connected from your... Exactly.
Did you forget the song?
Well, you're playing it in the background, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to insert it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like getting the audience involvement. I know you were singing it. Right. So, in any case, so knee kinematics can never be looked in isolation. Now, oftentimes we talk about the big tendon tears. We're going to get into the patellar tendon tear, the ACL tear, meniscus tear, collateral ligaments. But what else is going on around here? Oh, you know what, Joey? Should I call Charlie in? Yeah, I should call Charlie. Have you guys met Charlie? Okay, let me call Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Charlie! This is Charlie. Now, I already made this mistake before. This, you gave me the opposite leg. This is the right leg. So, mirror image of Djokovic's knee. But you can see what's happening is he lands, pivots, and pushes off like that, right? So he lands, pivots, slides, all of that eccentric loading, the power coming from his quadriceps, his Achilles, all the way down to his toes. And look at this. Boom! And then he moves to the next position. Sorry, Charlie. I know. Okay, I won't. I know. All right. Just give me a break. I didn't drop you. I didn't throw you. I laid you down. I was just trying to be animatic for the camera. All right. Extras. What are we going to do? Anyway, so the most important thing about that is you're talking multiple body weight forces going all the way down into your toes. I mean, if you look at the biomechanics data from the foot, the ankle, the knee, the hip, the spine, the core, we have to put it all together because we're all wrapped up in skin. You know, it's flesh and bone, right? What's under the flesh? Whoosh! Okay, you're going to create a cartoon for that, right?
A cartoon?
Okay, imagine there's a cartoon. And it's all muscle and tendon and bone. Okay, all right, that might be too graphic for all of you. But there's muscle, fascia, tendon, bone, nerves, lymphatics, arteries, veins, vessels, and everything else that we don't know. There's more we don't know than we know. And that's actually part of the startup in the knee. We are not understanding joint kinematics precisely enough. We're talking 360 degrees around the knee, even if you're moving like this and going out. It's not a hinge, people. Now, Charlie likes to pretend he's a hinge, but there's still rotational kinematics. Like, look at this foot. Oh, I should tell you, Joey, my daughter actually wanted to paint Charlie's toenails. I said no. So, here's a little tidbit. How many of you would like to see Charlie's toenails painted? Comment down below. Are we going to have comments down below, or am I finger pointing to nowhere?
Hopefully.
Okay. All right. Hopefully. All right. And in fact, he had a little scrape here. I can't get the stain off. I don't want to like rip his skin, right? So what I was thinking is maybe we'll just put like a sticker or a tattoo, or maybe a sponsor. Charlie, are you getting sponsored? Speaking of sponsors, I'm proud to say that Kinesi Movement Incorporated is sponsoring this. Kinesi Movement Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit charity, and we have a grant to provide this video coming to you live from Move Smarter Health. Are we gonna make that dramatic?
It was pretty dramatic already.
Was it dramatic?
Yeah. I think you should.
Am I dramatic?
I think you should make it very clear that it is entertainment.
Entertainment, absolutely. So we have our disclaimer, educational, entertainment. This is not medical advice. If you need medical advice, see your doctor. I'm happy to provide comments and exchanges in terms of conversations about various things depending on the topic, if I am able and if I have time. However, it is not to be considered medical advice in any which way or form, and the lawyers are talking. All right, you'll see it all down below. Anyway, all right. So the important thing is that when you take a look at the knee, okay, you can talk about the patellar tendon, and when it comes to biomechanic research and surgery, we often focus on that area. So we talk about the tendon tear, and then we talk about tendon healing, but there's more to it than that. Does anyone know where the quadriceps attaches and where it goes? So you can already see here, it's attaching below the patellar tendon, quadriceps is coming, fascia around the patella, goes down to below the knee, and it goes as a fascia, multiple muscle architecture all the way up to below and above the hip joint into the pelvis. So what does that mean? There is so much about biomechanics that hasn't been elucidated unless you look at the whole leg in general. You can start at the knee. You got to understand the precision kinematics and the mobility and the joints and the cartilage and all the proteins and factors and synovial fluid and all sorts of various factors and genetics relating to the knee. But you also have to look at everything in a whole. And you have to start from one small area and work your way. And that's how we do it. Unfortunately, who knows joint kinematics the best? You can call me a knee expert, but do I understand joint kinematics the best? Well, I'm doing a startup to revolutionize how we understand knee joints. So clearly I don't know enough. Is the published literature enough? An AI bot might tell you, yes, there's everything you need to know about the knee. In order to understand the knee kinematics, we need to get more precision data. We need to understand what's happening in real time because this athlete is running and so he's moving and so there's implicit knowledge that the athlete knows. So who knows knee kinematics and joint kinematics the best? Athletes know it the best. They may not understand all the biomechanics or the detailed scientific understanding that as researchers and clinicians and surgeons that we share with you, but they know what works. And when it comes to Djokovic's knee, at 38 years old, he's one of the fittest, fastest, knees out there. He may not have won Wimbledon, but what he has done at his age, playing tennis, singles tennis, entire career is phenomenal. So he knows, even after the knee injuries and surgeries that he's had, how his knee works and how he makes it strong and better. There are plenty of athletes that have had worse injuries or similar injuries that haven't been able to come back, but he's 1 in 8 billion or over 8 billion, depending on which statistic you use in terms of the world. So 1 in over 8 billion experts on human biomechanics is right there. Is the video still there? Am I pointing at blank? Yes, it is. It didn't disappear. Sometimes it does that. Anyway, so that's where we're going with the understanding of knee kinematics is not just from the knee, but we're talking about all aspects. And important issues that come up are injury prevention, injury rehabilitation, and return to sport, work, or activity. And it has to start in an all-encompassing platform. So if you try and prevent a knee by looking at it as a hinge joint and put a exoskeleton metal brace on, is that gonna work? No. Do 2 hinges, 3 hinges, rotational hinges. It's not enough. We still don't have the precision joint kinematics to fully appreciate what's happening here yet. And that's why when it comes to youth overuse injuries, we want to be able to understand what's happening first in order to do that. You may have a tennis elbow and then you have an overuse injury here, but wait, the muscles of the arm are all involved. The muscles here go all the way into the hand. And then you have these muscles on the back, but opposing muscles on the opposite side. So it's an overall understanding of real-time kinematics in the real world. Like you can't understand what's happening with his knee by putting him in a lab because Djokovic in sport will always push himself to a level that goes beyond anything when he's sitting in a lab with cameras and gait kinematic lab, or even if you have cameras in that arena, you're looking at it from a bird's eye perspective as opposed to inside the knee joint. Stop that screeching. So that was one of the things that I wanted to start with, talking about how amazing the human knee is by bringing up Djokovic's knee. And we're going to go into all sorts of knee injuries in the near future. And definitely we are back and we are going weekly. Thank you, Kinesi Movement, for your support. And we will see you next week, not 3 years.